Namaste. Welcome everyone. My name is Kristyn Rose and thank you so much for being here today. In today's video, I'm going to be guiding you through a really nourishing and supportive restorative yoga practice for the hips and the low back. This is a very gentle and supportive practice where we will be utilizing a lot of the support from props to help facilitate the postures within the body, but also to encourage the body to relax, to let go of tension, to calm the mind, and really to soothe the central nervous system. We carry a lot of tension in and around the space of our hips and our low back. Tension in the form of emotional energy, but also just within a society that is more conducive to sitting. Perhaps you spend a lot of time sitting at a desk or on the couch or driving in a car. Really, anytime that we sit, and if we spend too long sitting, it really can create a lot of tension in the front of our hip joints, tension in our low back. It really helps us to feel unbalanced and with a sense of unease in our bodies. So this practice is designed to help you relieve a lot of that tension, so that you can emerge feeling a little bit more rested, a little bit more restored. When you are ready, I do invite you to reach for a couple of props. Today I'll be using 2 blocks, a couple of blankets, as well as a bolster. If you don't have a bolster at home, you're welcome to grab a couch cushion, maybe a stack of pillows. You can get really creative in your props at home. As well, I'll leave a link to a video below where Tina invites you to get creative in your props at home and how to use things within and around the household in lieu of yoga props. So when you're ready, let's begin in a comfortable supine position, coming down onto the back of the body. Please know that I have a folded blanket here on top of my yoga mat. This really helps to support the low back and the lumbar spine anytime we come down onto the back of the body, just providing a little bit more support. You might even take a folded up blanket in behind the head. You can also reach for a pillow and just slowly make your way down. I'll invite you to slide a bolster or some pillows in behind the knees, a supported shavasana. Just taking a few moments to settle in here. Ensuring the spine feels supported, the head, the neck. You might tuck the shoulder blades under, adjust the pelvis and the hips. You're welcome to allow the arms to relax down by your sides, or perhaps you feel called to place the palms somewhere on the body to connect body, breath, and spirit. Begin to close down the windows of the eyes. And begin to welcome in the company of your breath here. Simply just observing the sensations of the breath as it rolls in and rolls back out. Letting go of the thinking mind. So you start to settle in to just sensing and feeling. Falling in love with the rhythm of your own breath here. Each breath, welcome in this sense of letting go. Settling into stillness. Settling in for deep rest. This region of the body, the hips and the low back, is really home to the second chakra, Svadhisthana chakra. And this sacred energetic center really resonates with the element of water. assists us in our abilities to flow through life with ease, to be adaptable, to be resilient. It also invites us to approach any negative emotions or emotions that no longer serve us here, to be able to let them go. Letting go of anything that no longer serves you here today. And really just enjoying this time just for you. And as you rest, we'll begin to invite an account to the breath with the intention to lengthen into the exhale. And it doesn't matter what count you invite as long as you lengthen the count into the exhale, breathing to your own capacity. On the next inhale, breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. And lengthening, smoothing out the exhale. And just continuing this breath at your own pace to your own count. Calming the central nervous system, bringing it into balance, activating the parasympathetic division of rest and digest, riding the waves of the breath. Even allowing the transitions in between the breath to flow effortlessly and easefully. Just a few more breaths here. The inhale naturally surrendering and releasing into the exhale. The exhale naturally creating space, giving birth to the inhale. When you feel complete, just let go of the technique. But you might continue to maintain that structure of the breath, noticing how you feel, and finding a little comfort in knowing that you are here, taking this time just for you. I invite you to very slowly relax your arms down by your sides if they're not there already. Just begin to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Honoring slow transitions in our practice today. You might enjoy some little rotations in the ankles and the wrists, just letting go of any of those cracks and crunches, stagnant energy. You might even nod your head side to side. You might reach the arms up overhead. Just take a very gentle stretch, letting go of any moans and groans. And then relax your arms down by your sides, bend the knees, and just begin to hug the knees up into the chest. Coming into little boat pose here, allow the head and the neck and the shoulders to rest down, grounding into the back of the body, and just begin to rock a little bit from side to side. Massaging at the low back, the sacral area. You might even trace your knees in the shape of a circle, as if you were tracing the shape of the moon on the ceiling. Massaging around the sacral area, the low back. And if you're moving in one direction, just very gently start to move in the opposite direction. There's no rush. Finding balance in this way. When you're ready, bring the knees to center. Take a nice breath in as you bring the knees wide apart, external rotation. And then as you exhale, gently spin them around and back together again. Inhale, open them up wide. And exhale, draw them back together. Just exploring these individual circles in the hip joints. And again, if you're moving in one direction, just very gently move in the opposite direction. You might be moving through some more tender or sticky places in the body. That's okay. But if it ever feels like too much, just take it a step back. Listen to your body. Good, and then draw the knees back up to center. From here, interlace your fingers to hug the right knee or shin up into the chest. And then very gently extend that left leg nice and long. You can rest it onto the bolster, the stack of pillows. Let that left leg fall heavy as you gently draw the right knee up into the chest. Pavanmuktasana, wind relieving pose. You might even draw the shoulders down and away from the ears here. Maintain a long spine even though we are reclined. You might feel called to weave in some rotations in that right ankle. Maybe even a little bit of movement, more curious movement with that right knee. You might even draw the right knee out towards the right side, ribs, external rotation if that feels good. Landing in stillness. Closing down the eyes, relax the jaw. Start to deepen back into the breath here. Drawing the breath all the way down into the low belly. Feeling into that gentle massage for our low belly, vital organs. Just taking a few more deep breaths here. Beautiful. When you feel ready, very, very gently begin to draw the left knee back up into the chest. You might take a moment to rock from side to side. And then in your own time, interlace your fingers, take hold of the left knee or shin as you very gently extend the right leg long onto the bolster. Coming into that wind relieving pose, other side. So you draw the left knee up towards the chest. You might explore some rotations in that left ankle. A little bit of movement with the left knee. Maybe left knee towards left side ribs. And then settle into the stillness when you feel ready. Closing down the eyes. Just opening your awareness up to where you feel sensation here. Where the awareness goes, the energy flows. Breathing into all of those places where you feel sensation. Welcoming the breath like a gentle internal massage. Places where you notice lingering tension within the body, see if you can just let it go. Letting go. You are welcome to stay here as long as you need. But when you are ready, gently draw the right knee back up into the chest, coming back home to little boat pose. And once again, you might just rock a little bit side to side. Good, and then when you're ready, bring your feet down. You might find your bolster and then the earth. From here, we're gonna come into a Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle pose, a supported variation. So with support in behind the knees, a bolster or a stack of pillows, I invite you to take the knees open and bring the soles of the feet to touch. Now, if you don't have a bolster or cushions or pillows at home, you can also use a couple of blocks or even a stack of books. Remembering that if you have yoga blocks, they have 3 different heights that you can use. And with the blocks, you might take a blanket on top of the blocks for a little bit more cushion, a little bit more support here. And then once again, settling back into your reclined bound angle, taking the knees wide, the soles of the feet to touch, and just ensuring the knees or the thighs feel really supported here. For a moment, you might lift the chest, tuck the shoulder blades under. You might even lift the pelvis and the hips up and then lower back down, just to relieve any lingering tension in the hips and the low back. As I mentioned before, you're welcome to relax your arms down by your sides, open the chest. Maybe you feel called to rest the palms on the low belly, or one hand to the navel, one hand to the heart. Settling in here. Allowing the head and the neck to rest heavy. Ensuring the spine feels supported. Just taking as much time as you need to settle in. Sensing the support of the earth beneath your body here. The gentle activity of gravity. You might even begin to recall that count into the breath. Perhaps inhaling to a count of 3 or 4. And exhaling to a count of maybe 5 or 6 or 7. In this way, each exhale becomes this opportunity for you to let go, for you to release, choosing to let go of what's no longer needed here today. embodying this essence of the wisdom of the element of water, to be creative and adaptable, to learn how to accept things just as they are, to trust in yourself, but also the wisdom of the universe. Trusting that what you need will be provided, and what you don't need will just dissolve and fall away. This beautiful Sanskrit word, Ishvara, Pranidhana, comes to mind when I think of sacral chakra and this element of water. And it translates as surrender, not only to what is, but to the divine spirit, this universal flow of energy. Surrendering to what is, letting go, and trusting, knowing that all that you need is already within you. You are welcome to stay here and rest as long as you need. When you feel ready to emerge, you might start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Take a deep breath. You can nod your head side to side and then very slowly take your hands to your outer thighs. Gently close the knees up like a book. You might enjoy a nice big long stretch. You might even let the knees gently float from side to side, just like little windshield wipers. Finding something that feels good in recovery and response, something that would be in service to your practice today. Good, and then from here you might hug the knees into the chest. Perhaps rock from side to side. Good, and then let your feet fall down to the earth here. We're going to prepare for a supported bridge pose. Now for this posture, you are welcome to use a block, a bolster, a stack of pillows. I really enjoy using a bolster, more support, more cushion for the low back. If you use a block, that's okay too. So when you are ready, bring your feet down to the earth, arms down along by your sides. Tuck your shoulder blades under, and as you ground into the feet, gently lift the pelvis and the hips up. You're just going to slide the bolster or block, whatever you have, in behind the low back, the sacral area. And then allow the hips and the pelvis to fall heavy. Now from here, it might take a moment or two to find that sweet spot, that little shelf of the sacrum, where you can rest, where you feel supported. You're welcome to keep the knees stacked over top of the ankles, or maybe you take the feet wide, knock the knees together, finding that internal rotation. Or perhaps you feel called to just very gently extend the legs out nice and long. Finding that nice extension across the front of the hips here. Relax the arms down by the sides. You could even cactus the arms out wide if that feels supportive, or rest the hands on the body somewhere. Enjoying this variation of pontoon pose, opening up the front of the body, but remember you can always change your mind, so maybe you decide to come back to supported bridge. That's okay. Trusting that wherever you decide to land is perfect for you and your body today. Closing the eyes and just letting go of any expression that's left on the face. Welcoming back in the company of the breath. Each exhale, welcoming this sense of letting go. Dissolving away tension. Letting go of thoughts. Letting go of any heaviness that's left on the heart. And just enjoying this time here just for you. Please know you are welcome to stay just as you are. But I'd like to offer the opportunity for one final variation. From supported bridge pose, you might introduce an inversion. You can think of it like legs up the wall without the wall. If you are new to an inversion, you might first explore what it feels like to draw the knees up into the chest. And if that feels good, you might extend one leg and then the other. Lifting the feet high to the sky, you can micro bend your knees as much as you need to. But just keep in mind that the legs should feel effortless. So if you feel like there's containment in your core and you're holding the legs up, it might just mean that you need to adjust the prop beneath your low back. Find that sweet spot. Please know that inversions feel really good and supportive for a lot of people, but for some, not so much. So you are welcome to come out at any time. A beautiful posture for reducing inflammation in the feet and the legs. Cleansing and detoxifying as we send blood flow back down to the body. Bringing peace and calm and clarity to the mind. Noticing all of the places where you feel grounded and supported and held. Instilling a sense of safety a sense of home within the body. A foundation of support so that we know that it is safe to let go. Please know that wherever you are welcome to stay. In this shorter restorative yoga practice, we might be moving a little bit more quickly, but you can stay as long as you need. If you are in an inversion, very, very gently start to bend the knees and let the feet come back down to the earth. If you're in pontoon pose, legs extended, again, just come back home to supported bridge. From there, you can ground into the feet, lift the pelvis and the hips up, and just slide your props a little bit further down the body so that your props land in behind the knees. We'll come back to that supported Shavasana. In our final pose of rest here, you might reach for a pair of socks, a blanket, an eye pillow. And if Shavasana isn't supportive for you today, you might come into a side-lying position, a prone position on the belly, or even a comfortable seat. Taking a few moments here to make any final adjustments to the body so that you could become just a little bit more comfortable. There's no rush. Closing down the windows of the eyes. Allow the eyes to become heavy. Relax the jaw and soften the tongue. Even surrender the bottom lip. Allow the shoulders to fall down and away from the ears. Allow the legs and the arms to become heavy. Sensing the volume of each individual breath in the lungs. The gentle rise and fall of the diaphragm. Resting here in this presence of Svadhisthana chakra, you might let your awareness rest in the region of the hips and the low back. You might even visualize the color orange, like a glowing orb of light, just below the navel and the home of sacral chakra. Relaxing back into the waves of the breath here. Nothing that you need to do. Nowhere that you need to be. Allow the breath to cleanse away what's no longer needed here. I invite you to stay and rest as long as you need today. Please know that if you would like to dissolve into a Yoga Nidra practice for Svadhisthana chakra, I'll leave a link here and in the description in the comments below. I'd like to thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you are joining us from the 200-hour embodied wisdom yoga teacher training or the moon to moon yoga teacher training, please leave a like, a comment, let us know that you are here. If you would like to join in an online yoga teacher training, please connect. I'd love to hear from you. If you liked this video and you would like to see more content, please subscribe. You can get notified when new content comes out each and every week. Thank you so much for being here. Without you, I would not be where I am. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.